You good to go? A motion to
Whoa. Is that what
adjourn?
you're
What's the?
Now we don't do anything, because we're just back in
Oh,
session.
we're just back in session, okay.
I was like, I'm not ready for
We're
anything
ready
to
to
happen
adjourn.
here, sir.
Okay, who wants to go first? Who wants to go? Oh, Weston, you
Which one is this?
Fraternity sorority affair, starting with Dermatology Group Association. Granted, most of them budgeting in med school, most of them let's go back. I went through them already. Yeah. But the first one is Palooza, and they requested, basically based on the description of the event, it's like they're buying things for a public event, not an event for students, or zero from staff. And then the intro to Germany event, they're just requesting for, so I reduced, but I took out the money for, because they requested a canopy or a tent, and is that not considered a personal item? That's considered a personal item. Tent? Yeah, like canopy.
Those are ones that I think the Works can rent out, right? Canopies for events, like to cover,
Yeah.
so they shouldn't need it.
So I reduced because of that, and then I also reduced because they, requested for a pack of 40 water bottles from Amazon. It was $37.99. I was a little confused. So the pack of 40 water bottles was like $5 to save. I reduced for that. So they're down to $401.36 for that one, and then for English Graduate Student Association, their fall orientation, they just requested food, so I just gave them all that. The Family Medicine Interest Group, their intro to dosing, they requested food, but I had to reduce it because they requested it for 25 people, it's an informal event. And yeah, that's the amount it comes out to, not 406. And then their primary care weekday one, also the same thing, they requested food, all their requests were food, so I just adjusted for, the 950.
So, how many of these are in the same month? Because there's 4 different, it says day 1, day 2, day 3. I'm assuming those are all in the same month, so we would only be able to approve one of those for food. Because I think we're about to run into that with the Sigma, Lambda, Gamma, sorority as well.
They only-
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. So what are our thoughts on that? It's a week of events basically rather than one.
We
So
had
it's-
something happen with mine over the summer that had a week of events, and it was all considered one event, like they had to do it for the school, and they just requested food for one of the days, was what I allowed for that. So anything where there was multiple events in a week for that same overhead, I approved as long as it didn't have food.
As long as it didn't have the food.
Yes.
So these are all 3 food, she's saying.
So if it's all food.
I would say just one because otherwise they're providing food for them for 3 different days. It doesn't feel according to you guys.
So we should approve the food today.
Whatever's
the highest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's day one.
Yeah.
So 0 up to. So I move to approve the budget from lines 12 to 18. Give me a second.
Second.
I second.
All those in favor? Abstention? 1. Those against? Motion passes. Okay, we'll go to.
Do you want to start with fiscal law?
Yes.
Okay.
How many abstains? One.
Do you,
So 11 and
I just switched it to school, sorry.
I'm not sure.
Do you want to do
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
We
did
started
you
in
switch?
August. 36.
36.
Yeah, 36 school.
Oh wait, 35.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Also,
Okay.
just for the people who showed up late, don't ever write anything in the approved column. Please put your totals in the notes. I've seen people who've been doing that.
I think it's cool, right? You haven't been trained, have you?
Not on adjustment of the budgets.
Okay, so make sure I have your email.
Yeah.
Text me about the room. Make sure you reach out and we'll get you trained.
Okay.
Henry got trained, but, yeah, I know. Thank you.
You're welcome, Justin.
Okay, so on line 35 of the Excel, we're talking about promoting advocating sisterhood youth services. The file is corrupted on Ruger's. I'm not for sure if that's just on my end or if that's a system thing. Regardless of that possibility, I'm inclined to decline because it's like a mentor-mentee event, and they're trying to provide food for all of them. And so I don't think it would be smart to fund that, even if we calculated it just for UMKC students.
Is it this, the PASS, PASS?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It looks like,
Personally, I'm inclined to decline it because of the nature of the event.
okay. Pizza?
Do we know what the mentors are or not?
I was just saying, maybe like a, because it's a
Mentors are students for classes typically, or at least for ours.
Do you know if the mentees are students?
Interested in mentoring high school girls.
Oh yeah, high school, that's right.
Meeting and greet all different mentors.
Is this like a appreciation for the mentors meeting, like?
Maybe training.
I think it's for,
So they're bringing the high school students.
It says the first meeting will be meet and greet with all the different mentors and executives in the organization.
Yeah, mentors and executives, so it's for.
yeah, so I think just the
I think it's the
UMKC.
Yeah, just students.
okay, then if it's just for that, everything should be good.
Okay, sorry about you not accessing that.
They have
Sorry about that.
14 registered members. I don't know if that influences how we do that, but.
The total amount will be $133.
Right.
Okay. Then, with the understanding of the adjustment of $133, I move to approve this budget.
Is there a second? Those in favor? Those in abstention? All right, one. Those against? Motion passes, one abstention. Thank you.
Okay, and lines 36 and 37, the psychiatry interest group. There were two lines, but they're in the same budget request. They are duplicates of each other,
For
and they
different
are the
dates.
exact same type of event. So we can only, the math checks out precisely, but we can only fund one of them. And so I move to deny budget 3172 and approve 3171 in full.
Second.
All those in favor? Those in abstention?
Sorry, I have a question about
Yep.
this one. So this group, it's the same event, but because we have Hospital Hill campus and then freshmen here, they just do it twice.
So it's similar to
But
the
it's-
pharmacy?
Yeah,
Okay.
like just so that the freshmen can be involved, but that's why they
Okay.
pulled this up on here. So would we still not be able to fund it even though it's like the same event, just done on 2 different days?
Because that seems, to me, that's similar to the pharmacy one, which
Yeah, but
would make
yeah,
sense.
My bad, yo. I shouldn't have recognized you. We were in the middle of voting. I asked for those in favor, abstained,
Oh,
and then I motioned for you to answer, so we were in the middle of vote. So is anyone against? We can just vote and then open up discussion, get what I'm saying?
Okay, sorry, yeah.
So those, I think the majority had it. There were no abstentions, those against? None? Okay. Is there a motion to reconsider?
I'll be against it.
Yes, okay, so one against it. All right, is there a motion to reconsider?
Motion to, sorry, motion to reconsider budget 3171 and 3172.
Is there a second? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Sorry, I shouldn't have done that. I like to keep it organized on the notes, and it's, I feel like, why is there discussion in the middle of votes? My bad.
No, I should have brought it up earlier. And so, are we okay with funding those events?
So my question would be, is there any overlap of people? Because if it's like where we have a Springfield campus and a Kansas City campus where there will literally be no overlap, I'm fine with it. If the freshmen,
There will be an overlap with the executive board.
That was my question, that was gonna be my question. If there is an overlap with the executive board, I don't know if I'm comfortable funding two different events.
The question here is, does the rule apply to Springfield, UMKC, Mizzou?
well,
The
that's
same
why I was
as
asking.
UMKC,
Yeah, that's what we're trying to
Colbert,
figure
Hartsville.
That's what I said. I said with those ones, there's zero overlap. So if this one, there will be overlap, then it seems a little different. The only other alternative I could think of would be if you know how many exec members are registered in groups, you could subtract that number of, like times 9.5 from the total. Because it is a lot of, like if it's 8 people out of 90, like it
Yeah.
feels sad to
I would
deny the
agree.
90. So maybe we see how many execs they have registered in our groups and subtract that
What is
total.
this, psychiatric?
Psychiatry,
Psychiatry.
psychiatry, yeah.
Sorry, I said wrong like 5 times.
Can you say that again, just for like pronunciation?
Huh?
Can you say that word again?
Psychiatry?
How do you spell that? Isn't it PS?
PSY, like psych.
No, I thought it was
Psychiatry.
psychiatry.
Yeah.
Say it a lot of time.
I just asked because I'm international.
Here,
so
I'll pull it
sometimes
up here.
pronunciation
Yeah.
is dumb.
We're just done. That's our excuse.
Okay, 2, 4, so I'm in the event.
Yeah, I got it here. Hold on. It's loading. They have, yeah,
We
9.
have 45 people registered for this event, just so we have a count.
How many?
There's 45 people in each event.
So it's 36 for the, we're doing is this the freshman one? Cause I have 36 people, so that would mean they would be able to do $342 for the one that has that's the freshman campus has the 45.
They have 9. I would recommend that we just subtract 950 times 9. So subtract 8550 from it. Would you guys be comfortable with that? Rather than calculating the total divided by how many people they
So,
say are gonna be there.
What was the full total?
The full total was 427.50. How many people they say are gonna be there?
45. I think it falls under guidelines, it's just, overlap.
Okay, yeah, they've requested 950 per person, so I would just recommend subtracting 8550 from this, which brings the new total to 342. So I motion to approve line item 171 in full and 172 to 342.
Is there a second? All those in favor? Those in abstention?
I would abstain.
1. Those against? Motion carries 1 abstention.
Okay, moving on, the Row Cheese Society, they had requested funds for $342.73. Only thing was, it falls under guidelines, but it does not have any, like, documentation, because they did say, see attached documents for more details, but there's no attached document as far as I can see online. But it falls under guidelines.
And what is it?
I'm so sorry.
That one is confusing.
That's not No problem.
Alright, Joe. The only reason we know how to say it is because we've heard it a million times.
Guys, I'm international.
Correct.
I'm just gonna play that card.
Just click the form and see if anything comes up.
Down here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
click that.
Nothing came up as far as I
Scroll
know.
down. Yeah, right there.
There it is.
Never mind.
I had to go searching
Click
for
on
a
that
couple
link.
on the bottom.
Click on that link.
I
That
pulled
Oh
says-
my gosh.
That one, super, yes.
said-
Without
You said, oh my
seeing
gosh,
it,
show of
I would motion
Boss.
for approving it, just because of the fact that it already made sense that, you know, they fall under 950 and everything, so,
It's pretty
Yeah.
itemized.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I motion to approve line item 38 for Rokai Jazz.
Yeah.
For $342.73. Sorry.
There's a second.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those in abstention? Those against? Motion carries.
Perfect. Line 39 is also me, it's Ruth for everybody. And it's for $380. Everything was itemized correctly and it falls under guidelines, so I motion to approve Ruth's recovery budget for $380.
All those in favor? Those in abstention? 1. Those against? Motion carries with 1 abstention. Thank you.
Do you want to do the SEWPS? I can't.
Cesspool.
56. It's row 56.
Okay, great. Okay. For the
Sorry, what was the
UMKC
last one you
Madison-
just went over?
Who's going
Hold on.
Sorry, I just was.
39.
making
Row 39.
Okay, thank you.
Has block been done and why we're pausing?
Oh,
Block, there's no rep here,
Is that one that's-
there's no rep.
for block.
Yeah, that one needs it too.
And I need rest for both. They get paid for.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
I have a list, I don't know why it's been a long video, this is like my.
It's understandable.
Again, first meeting is always gonna be right.
Wait, we haven't done the school farm one, right?
Yeah, I have a block.
Okay.
There were
Yeah,
school,
did you-
No,
the
we did
ones
school
for the
farm.
red
Is there
section,
an even or an odd number?
or like 40 through 43, we just not that high.
Yeah, okay, that's
Let me see if I
that.
have any conflicts.
We were gonna do that
Yeah, I just
last,
didn't have any.
but we don't have anything done
Just
on block.
Okay.
Okay, go
We haven't
ahead.
done assessments, that's what we're about to.
Is anyone working on block right now? Okay, so she's working on it.
Maybe you
You can also, I was doing the last two, so 10 or 11.
Put your
I'll just
name,
make-
whatever you want you're doing, put your name in it.
Yes.
So it's, go ahead.
Okay. Line 56 of the Excel sheet is UMKC School of Medicine Wellness Council. For line item 3194, I adjusted it to $161.50 for the total amount. And that's for informal food for 17 people at $9.50 per person. With that understanding, I move to approve that budget for the adjustment.
One thing before we vote on that, is this all CESWIPs
Yeah.
that you're
Yes.
presenting? Why aren't we doing this as a slate? Why are we individually?
Oh, okay.
We did that together as well.
We-
did three.
So it's
Split it
broken
up.
up,
Yeah.
okay.
So how many?
Zach, just go ahead and do all yours.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, we have
So,
environment.
for the UMKC Vietnamese Student Association, I subtracted the prize from line item 3243, which was $25.99, because it wasn't a proper prize to be funded, and it would have been a personal item. The new total is $87.84. For the UMKC Wilderness Medicine Interest Group, there is no adjustment. With those understandings, I move to fund those three budgets.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those in abstention? Those against? Oh, 1 abstention, cool. Those against?
Oh, abstention, I'm so
A
sorry.
second abstention, so 2, those against. All right, motion passes with 2 abstaining votes.
So line 59 of the Excel sheet is for union
Oh, great.
program.
They're not eligible for college.
Okay, and it was gonna be zeroing
They must have made a mistake.
this. Okay.
And what was this, sorry?
Union Programming Board, UPB,
Okay,
yes.
and was this under block?
No, it was under the SE,
This was.
yes,
So are we done with that section?
not, one more.
Okay.
Then we were done. And then there's another line item there, women in science. Their item all checks out, so I motion to approve the budget for women in science as it is, and 59 gets zeroed.
Second.
Those in favor? Any abstentions? Those against? Motion carries. Thank you for that. We got Frank. Did you say some time? Oh, okay. We got Parliament Council.
So I had line items 40 through 43, all of them were for Sigma Lambda Gamma National Sorority. only one of them requested food, and I believe it was the informational for the 140.11. That checked out everything, came out to $564 a person, so that was, I said go ahead with that. On Wednesdays we wear pink. It seems like they were going to be designing bags, is what it appeared to me. Like there's 5 like small duffel bags and stencils and markers and stuff, which to me would mean that is going to be a personal item. And so I went ahead and said we should zero that. The business meeting, they had $104 out of the 358 towards a wagon. I'm assuming to carry things around with whatever they're doing. I was believing that is something we should not fund, so I moved to remove that amount. I didn't do the math on it yet, and then zeroing out the last one for their Plains region retreat, because they did not give anything for their hotels or their travel where they got those prices.
I would, before I make a motion, potentially argue that the bag making one is more of like a, yeah, I get what you were thinking with the itemized
I
thing,
wasn't
but
sure
to me,
it
I would
would
think of
say.
that as like an arts and crafts thing. Like we would never tell someone they can't take their arts and crafts home because it's personalized. Like,
Good point.
feels like they're not buying it as a personal item. It's more the like nature of the event.
Okay.
So to me, I would be fine funding that. But-
What was weird is there was only 5 bags requested. So when I was looking at the breakdown, oh, scratch that, it's 20 bags requested. There was 5 bags per pack. So
Yeah, I don't know. To
then
me,
yeah,
I would feel like that's something we could fund in just the sense that it feels like the nature of the event, not like a
It's
personalized
designed.
item, like that they're just handing out to people. But up for your guys' thoughts.
but wouldn't that go towards like, we didn't allow the planner event to occur?
No, what?
The one where they wanted to buy planners for the group and then everyone would go in. I guess that one was more supplies.
That one also does feel like a little different to me because that's
Yeah.
not like arts and crafts. That's like
Yeah.
you're buying a plant for yourself. Like I don't know.
That's
This
fair.
one just feels like an arts and crafts thing. They're just instead of buying poster boards, they're buying
A bag.
bags.
Okay, then I would say that would be fine then if
It's
that's how
also
we're
not
gonna
that
do it.
expensive of an
It's not.
event, so like.
Anyone got a motion? That's what I'm looking for.
Look, we don't wanna buy that.
Yeah, the one
Did
on-
you look at the document for their travel? I did look, and the only thing I was able to see on that one, wherever it went, 1 second, Plains Creek, when I clicked on it, it just brought up the breakdown, it didn't bring up anything else. It just has like the $50 registration fee. It has stuff in the document they put in, but they didn't say where they were getting their travel costs, where they were getting their hotel fees. It's just a Word document that's explaining what the event is.
Are they rounded numbers or is it?
The only price I see in here is the $50 registration fee,
Oh, okay.
which is what I based it off of. So I just went ahead and zeroed that one, which sucks because it was their big event and it's this coming month, but they didn't have anything telling me where any of that money was actually going. So, but that, I motion to approve the lines 40 through 43.
Is there a second? All those in favor? Abstain votes? 1, 2. Those against? The motion passes with 2 abstentions. Block, do we need a recess or?
Oh, there was one more line down there that I reviewed.
Yeah, he has one.
Society of Women Engineers, they just rounded, it should be 4647, so I motion to approve this for 4647.
And that is all of the ones assigned in block or just that one?
We have the block.
That was line 44.
That was not for block.
That was right
for
below where,
environment.
yeah.
Okay, there was a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those abstaining? 1 abstention. Those against? Motion passes with 1 abstention. Yep.
Sure. Okay, starting with line 7, request ID 3236, cardiology interest group. It was for food, for an event. They had it slightly higher than the 950, so I adjusted it down and then included a 15% tip, but no tax. So the new total is 382.38. The line 8 is Computer Science Club. It's again food and drink. It's well itemized and far below the limit for $9.50 per person, so funding the full amount for that one. And then Conservatory Bassoon Association. This one is a contract and they are asking for a bassoon instructor. And so they have a good description of who it is and when it's gonna happen, but I didn't know if there was a limit to how much we, no, right, okay.
Is the person a UMKC affiliated?
It's,
Okay. Gotcha, then, yeah, it's
Then
fine.
I think we should fund that fully. So a motion to fully fund line item 7.
Was it fully funds? You have
Or
an alternate, so
Yeah.
it would
Accept
be
the
a
recommendations for
Yeah.
line items.
second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those abstaining? 2, 3. Those against? Motion passed with 3 abstentions. Thank you.
I will just continue with line items 10 and 11. 10 was Delta Sigma Delta. They have requested some supplies as well as some food. Food was just Gatorade packs. So it all checks out. They're itemized. It falls under guidelines. So I approved for the 437.94. And then Delta Sigma, I'm not gonna say that. They're also itemized and they had a screenshot of what the order was going to be. So they didn't have the canvases, and since we already had the discussion about painting all of that, I figured that would be fine. So with that, I motion to approve item lines 10 and 11 for the set amount.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those abstaining? 3. Those against? Motion passes with 3 abstentions. All right, seeing no other agenda items, do I see a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
We need to vote on seed funds.
Not to vote.
Seed funds.
There's no need to vote because they just are
They
on
just-
here and they get approved, so they're due. One thing too, just so you know, any money remaining will be pushed forward to the next. Or we set the 6 meeting total with the extra.
And one last thing too, y'all. My expectations as comptroller for this committee, I don't see these meetings being longer than an hour. Y'all take your Mondays out and do your work. We obviously didn't have folks show up, so thank you for everyone who did stuff outside of their assignments. And again, I got it down. We'll have it in an hour and we'll be more efficient. And I don't want to take too much of your time. So I just want to communicate that. Sorry for folks who didn't show up and had to do more. I appreciate y'all. But other than that, yeah, thank you.
Thank you,
Josh,
Josh.
Estes.
Well done.
Good job, everyone. Thank you for your extra reviews.
what did you say about the details?
I do just leave them. So it's just.
This has been Walter Capps reporting for the Independence News. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Like and subscribe and share the video. Thank you.